3 ways to identify if you have an attachment wound. What is an attachment wound to begin with? An attachment wound is when we are children, our attachment is developed from birth to about 10 years old. Not really. Our attachment can already be seen by 18 months of age. All right, so we're babies, the attachment is already there, it's built. However, the wound can happen anywhere in your childhood. The most important years are from 0 to 5 and 0 to 10. All right, and so if you have any trauma there, you might have some of these behaviors. Listen carefully and listen to what you can do about it. Number 1, you have difficulty in relationships. You either have multiple relationships, multiple failed relationships, multiple divorces. I have difficulty with compromise. You may feel like you attract all the wrong people. That is a key factor that shows that you have an attachment wound. All right. Number 2, how to identify if you have an attachment wound. If you have an attachment wound, you may need a lot of validation. You may need a lot of external validation, asking people if what you're doing is right, making sure that people are accepting of you, of your choices, of what you're wearing, of what you decide, of what you want to eat. So the more validation you need from the outside world, what that means is that your attachment wound is greater and greater. So the more validation you need, the greater or the bigger your attachment wound is. The more trauma, the more validation you need. And 3, and this is opposing to the need of validation, means extreme independence. I don't want your help. Don't tell me what to do. You're not going to control me. And so we become so independent that it becomes difficult to have relationship with others. These are my people that have difficulty beginning a relationship. All right, these are the people that you know that don't have relationships and would like to have one and have difficulty being able to feel safe enough to be close enough to somebody to create that relationship. So what do you do if you have any of these 3 behaviors? So what can you do if you are having difficulty going from relationship to relationship, marriage to marriage, partner to partner? What can you do, right? So what I would tell you to do, the ideal, and not everybody can do this, but the ideal scenario would be that you would give yourself enough time to get to know yourself, enough time to work on yourself, to work on that wound, to work on your pain, on your fear of being alone. What makes you go from relationship to relationship, not giving yourself enough time? Once you explore this and begin to know yourself, give yourself compassion, love, understanding, then you will begin to attract those people that have done the work like you. A person that will be able to be stable enough to be with you, to stay within a healthy, long-term relationship. And I'm sure that's what you want. So what can you do if you have difficulty with the need of validation, needing validation from everybody else, asking people if it's okay to wear this, if it's okay to do that, if it was okay the way you said this, if it was okay that you did this? What can you do? The first thing you need to do is start recovering from the invalidation you experienced when you were a child, because this is why this is happening, all right? Recognize where or what was invalidated, what experiences, what feelings were invalidated, so you can begin validating those experiences for yourself. You are the only one that can do this. Nobody else. No amount of validation can help you. This I promise you. You will spend the rest of your life begging for validation and not get enough. Only you can do that for yourself. But first you have to grieve the validation that was not given to you. You got this. Okay, what about if you have so much need for independence and control that you cannot have a relationship? All right, what can you do? This is so difficult. I'm sure you can do everything by yourself. You are a warrior. That's how you got this here in the first place. All right, so what can you do? You can begin to try a little bit of closeness with people that seem okay to you. And this can be a phone call, to ask for a question. You see, asking for help, I know it's difficult for you, but that's how we start, right? Ask for little things. You got this. If you have an attachment wound and you are here, you are a warrior. You are a magnificent person, and I love you.